Okay, with the way this season's going, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to predict anything going forward. Huh. That might be a good thing, actually. Am I thinking about this too much? Oh well, on to the picks. What's going on, guys? Dick's Report here, back with another video, and today we have the picks for Week 6. I know, can you believe it? We're already in Week 6 of this NFL season. Okay, so we have Denver taking on KC. KC, they had a little scare with Travis Kelce, but he's back practicing. Hopefully he'll be able to play. Meanwhile, for Denver, the less said, the better. Let's go with KC for this one. Our third London game in 3 weeks. Baltimore, Tennessee. Hey, Baltimore, how do you drop 7 passes? How? 3 of those would have been for touchdowns had you not dropped them. You cost yourselves the game because of that. You let your quarterback down, and you let your defense down. You catch the ball, you win the game. That's simple. Tennessee, bad game, good game, bad game, good game, bad game? That's what's been going on with them this year. Has anybody noticed that? So naturally they're due for a good game. Yeah, I'm going with Tennessee over Baltimore. Washington taking on Atlanta. Yes, Desmond Ridder has not lost at home. We all know that. Meanwhile, Washington, they're fighting hard. However, this is an evaluation season for them. You have to understand that. So hopefully they'll be good in the next few years. As for this game, give me Atlanta. They're one of the surprise teams so far. Minnesota-Chicago, divisional matchup. Minnesota, they are 1-4, and now we're having conversations of whether they should start trading off pieces. Meanwhile, for Chicago, Justin Fields is coming off his 2 best performances of the season so far. I'm going to go with Minnesota on this one, but if Justin Fields goes off again, look out for Chicago. Seattle-Cincinnati. Cincinnati, it looks like their offense has finally started to get going. Joe Burrow had his best game of the season so far. Jamar Chase had his best game of the season, probably in his young career, with the 3 touchdowns. Great performance by both of them. Seattle, they have picked up right where they left off last year. They are really looking like a playoff contender, and we'll see what happens when they face off against San Francisco. As for this game, I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but really with this season, nothing would surprise me. Speaking of San Francisco, they're taking on Cleveland in Cleveland. Cleveland's coming off a bye, and their defense has been playing well the first 3 weeks. Against Baltimore, not so much. San Francisco, they just look like a powerhouse right now. They look like the team to beat in the entire NFL. I'm going with them over Cleveland. New Orleans taking on Houston. For New Orleans, they're coming off a shutout against the Patriots. Let me repeat that. They just shut out the New England Patriots. They are off to a good start this season. Houston, meanwhile, is really showing improvement on the field. They are performing much better than people would have thought. You thought they would have been one of the worst teams in the NFL going into this season. That has not happened. They have fought hard. CJ Stroud looks like an Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. I'm going with New Orleans over Houston, but nothing would surprise me with how Houston's been performing this season. Indianapolis taking on Jacksonville. The Colts just got some bad news with Anthony Richardson going on IR. Luckily, they have Gardner Minshew. He is one of the best backups in the league. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they're coming off 2 straight wins in London. They are back in the United States. They're back home. I'm going to go with them over Indianapolis. Carolina taking on Miami. Carolina, they are the only team that does not have a win so far this season. And bad news for them, they're facing off a Miami offense that has just been exploding so far this season. They have broken records already. I'm going with the Dolphins over the Panthers on this one. Patriots taking on the Raiders. Patriots, I'd mentioned, they got shut out last week, and the week before, they only scored 3 points. Mac Jones got benched in both of those games. He's still the number 1 option, but I'm now wondering how much longer that is going to last. This Patriot offense has not looked good so far, and it's mainly because they don't have a good offensive line. And that really has made Mac Jones play suffer, but he definitely deserves some of that blame too. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they're coming off a win against the Packers Monday night. I'm going with them over the Patriots on this one. Detroit taking on Tampa Bay. For Detroit, they've everything that we've expected them to be this year, and maybe a little bit more. They are clearly the favorites in the NFC North, and Dan Campbell just proves every week why he was the right guy for the job. Tampa Bay hasn't done bad themselves. They are 3-1 to start the season. Baker Mayfield's performing solid. I'm going to go with the Lions over the Buccaneers. With the Bucs, nothing is a guarantee. Arizona taking on the Rams. For Arizona, everybody thought, all right, they're just going to tank this season and leave it at that. That's not what's happened so far. They have fought hard in basically every single game. And while they only have one win on the season, it's not from a lack of trying. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they've rebounded nicely from last season to start off. We'll see how it keeps going. I'm going to go with them over the Cardinals on this one. Philadelphia taking on the Jets. For Philadelphia, they are 5-0. They've had some flaws to start this season, but they have come out with the victory each time. I mean, they're only one of two teams that is still undefeated, the other being the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, after losing Aaron Rodgers to start off the season, and with Zach Wilson basically still being Zach Wilson when he got on the field, you thought, all right, that's it, season's over. No, they've rebounded. Zach Wilson the last 2 weeks has performed solid, not spectacular, but it's enough. I'm going to go with Philadelphia over the Jets, but if that Jets defense can get to the Philadelphia offense, watch out. Giants taking on the Bills. For the Giants, what more do I have to say? This team is completely struggling so far, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Meanwhile, for the Bills, after the early season loss to the Jets, they have rebounded and again look like one of the best teams in the AFC. I'm going with them over the Giants. And our Monday night game, Dallas, Chargers. Chargers coming off a bye. But Dallas, yeah, them and the 49ers. Not a great game. And Jerry Jones still has faith in Dak Prescott. Hopefully Prescott can reward Jones's faith with a victory against the Chargers. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this Dallas team. I really don't. I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks, but really it just looks like an up and down team right now. I don't know. I'm going to go with Dallas over the Chargers on this one, but this is a team that really I have to keep an eye on because I just can't get a reading on them. Alright guys, those are my picks for Week 6. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.